Hello and welcome to 22nd Century News Brief. With me, Marion Davies. Let's take a look at the stories making the news brief. For many football enthusiasts, attending a FIFA World Cup match represents a singular cherished event. However, for a number of spectators in Atlanta, this aspiration turned into disappointment after online ticket purchases failed to secure their entry into the stadium. More than a dozen individuals were denied access as the match between Spain and Cape Verde commenced, despite having spent substantial sums, in some instances thousands of dollars, on tickets acquired through online secondary market platforms, including StubHub and SeatGeek. Among those affected was Sureneri Podel, who had invested over $1,400 for tickets for his wife and two daughters. Podel explained that he acquired the tickets nearly 6 months earlier, having been directed to the StubHub website by FIFA's official site. He received seat numbers and other match details but was subsequently unable to obtain the crucial barcode required for entry.
I got that ticket almost 6 months ago. I go on the website on the World Cup FIFA when they release, and they direct me on the StubHub, the website, and I got a ticket, and they send me a seat number and everything. And then after I try to reach out on a barcode, and I could not get it.
Sureneri's daughter, Gia Podel, observed that many other supporters appeared to be encountering the same problem. She described widespread complaints about random email addresses being assigned, which prevented users from logging into their applications or accessing their tickets and the associated barcode.
There's a lot of people, and everyone's complaining the same thing. It's they're putting in a random email for you, and then nobody can log into their app or whatever to access their tickets, and the barcode isn't showing up. So it's giving you seat numbers, it's giving you where you're gonna be, it's telling you what time you need to arrive, and but the only thing is it's not giving you the barcode that you can scan up there.
Others like Bina Ramup expressed deep sorrow after being turned away, particularly as they had purchased the tickets as meaningful gifts for loved ones. Attendees reported receiving seat assignments and game information, but never secured the necessary barcode for stadium access. As fans sought clarification from customer service representatives, many were left watching the match begin from outside, thereby raising renewed concerns about the inherent risks of buying World Cup tickets via third-party resale websites. Renowned South African pianist and composer Abdullah Ibrahim has passed away at the age of 91, leaving behind a significant musical heritage. This legacy was influenced by his experiences of exile, activism, and cultural identity. His talent was recognized by Duke Ellington, and his composition became closely associated with the anti-apartheid movement and international jazz music. He was born in Adolf Johannes Brand in Cape Town in 1934. Ibrahim started playing piano at 7 years old, encouraged by his mother and grandmother. His initial encounters with African melodies, gospel hymns, and church music helped establish the unique musical style that would later charm audiences globally. He began his professional career as a teenager, subsequently co-founding the Dollar Brand Trio and joining the Jazz Episodes, which was notably the first Black South African group to record an album. In the early 1960s, compelled to leave South Africa due to the apartheid regime, Ibrahim moved to Switzerland. There he was noticed by the celebrated jazz musician Duke Ellington. This meeting significantly altered his professional path, leading to recording sessions in Paris and a subsequent move to New York. While in the United States, he appeared with the Duke Ellington Orchestra, pursued studies at the Juilliard School of Music, and became recognized as one of the most esteemed figures in modern jazz.
Solitude. Through the years, I've been blessed being in the company of masters and learning from them all over the world. When we go to school, the first teacher in school tells us 1 + 1 is 2. In the African tradition, our first teacher is the master. And the master will tell you, this is 2. So that starts your life's journey under the guidance of the master to understand what 2 is. It's a long and arduous journey, and one that we accept. We think that it has all been germinated and now produced and presented in solitude.
Following his conversion to Islam and adoption of the name Abdullah Ibrahim, he composed Manembak in 1974, a piece that grew into an unofficial symbol of defiance against apartheid. His music, a fusion of African rhythms, jazz improvisation, and spiritual elements, expressed both the hardship and endurance of South Africa throughout the long period of racial segregation. Despite living much of his life outside his home country, Ibrahim maintained a strong bond with South Africa. He went back after Nelson Mandela was freed from prison and played at the nation's inaugural democratic presidential ceremony in 1994. Even late in his life, having settled in Germany, he persisted with global tours and marked his 90th birthday with concerts, including one in Cape Town. Throughout a career exceeding 70 years, Ibrahim issued over 70 albums and influenced numerous musicians with his compositions and distinctive piano techniques. In 2019, he was honored with the esteemed Jazz Masters Award from the National Endowment for the Arts in the United States, acknowledging his substantial impact on the genre. He passed away quietly in Germany at 91, with his family present. His family noted that his love for South Africa was steadfast until the very end. His musical works continue as both an artistic achievement and an enduring symbol of freedom, identity, and hope. South Africa has acknowledged that increasing accusations of anti-foreigner sentiment are beginning to harm its economy, with local artists and businesses encountering difficulties in other African nations. Justice and Constitutional Development Minister Mamoloko Kumbai confirmed that some South African entertainers have missed job prospects across the continent, and companies operating abroad are also experiencing challenges. Kumbai refuted claims that recent removals and evacuations involving foreign individuals were driven by xenophobia. She stated these actions aim to address unlawful immigration and uphold the country's status. Nevertheless, she recognized that South Africa is facing rising criticism, and this adverse outcome is having tangible economic effects. We cannot deny that there is a negative reaction, Kumbai remarked, adding that government departments have intensified their engagement with South Africa enterprises operating across Africa and globally. The minister reported that several performers have indicated losing engagement in other African countries. She mentioned one artist who conveyed that every scheduled performance outside South Africa had been cancelled, resulting in a substantial loss of revenue.
Raising the issues that we are raising. The brand, it is hurting. We can't lie about it. The backlash, and that's why part of the work that we are doing as government as well through DECO is engagement with businesses abroad. South African companies abroad. Minister Lamola has met with them, and we're providing services, support services and consular services for those businesses on the continent and outside the continent, so that where they face a backlash, where they face difficulties, there would be. One of the areas that we would have to look at as well, that has come to my attention as well, it's our artists. Majority of South African artists perform on the continent, and many of them are seeing their gigs being cancelled. So that's another impact of the work, because they benefit quite a lot. They perform on live performance events and everything. So they are receiving a thing. We've not been able to work together. So we'll definitely work together with arts and culture to understand the impact for them to get. But one artist did reach out to me to say all her gigs were cancelled on the continent. She was meant. This is an income lost by a South African. So the brand does get affected, and that's why part of what we are doing is to explain that South Africans are not xenophobic. South Africans are not calling, and we are also saying to South Africans, let's be responsible. And that's why let's deal with the issue of illegal immigrants. And that's why all the others are saying to us, South Africa, we understand what you are dealing with on the basis that these are illegal people, therefore enforce the law. And those that you have within the borders legally, please protect them like you protect South Africans. So that's the...
Kumbai urged African states to distinguish efforts to combat illegal migration from the treatment of foreign nationals who are legally residing and working in a country. She emphasized that migrants with lawful status should be safeguarded and treated equitably wherever they lived. Her remarks come amidst renewed scrutiny of South Africa, following reports of anti-foreigner attacks that have generated concern throughout the continent. Nations including Ghana, Nigeria, and Malawi have repatriated some of their citizens from South Africa due to these tensions. This discussion has also extended into the realm of sports. Last week, South Africa's captain Ronnie Williams expressed disappointment that numerous African spectators seem to favor Mexico over South Africa during Bafana Bafana's initial match in 2026 FIFA World Cup. South Africa experienced a 2-0 defeat against Mexico in the Group A fixture, putting the team under pressure in its attempt to advance the knockout phase. His comments have contributed to a broader discourse regarding whether South Africa's relationships with some African countries have been strained by recurring worries about anti-foreigner sentiment, potentially influencing how the nation is perceived across the continent.
You can't chase the foreigners, they are part of us, they are our people. If you chase them, we are nothing. The factories are going to be closed and we are we're going to be poor, we're going to be hungry, we have children. What our children are going to eat? Nothing. We need foreigners.
I'm working on the almost 5 years. When we don't have a foreigner in the factory, we won't have no job, we won't have nothing. We will go poor. Foreigners who will live here in South Africa, we won't have nothing. We won't have nothing. We need the foreigners here.
They can't even make one garment.
Who? Local?
South African people.
But you're a local, you're saying the truth. Is that your truth?
We've been trying to train them. Since last year, we didn't have one good machinist.
Not
Dr. Julius Madabio, President and current Chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, held discussions with His Excellency President Mohamed Ould Sheikh El Ghazouani of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania. Their talks centered on regional security, cooperation, and development. The two leaders addressed the changing security landscape in the Sahel and West Africa. Key concerns include terrorism, radical ideologies, organized criminal activities, climate-related pressures, insufficient food supplies, and population movements. President Bio underscored the necessity of harmonized regional actions, ongoing dialogue, and enhanced collaboration to uphold peace, constitutional governance, and societal unity. He reiterated his dedication to bolstering regional solidarity and promoting effective solutions for peace, stability, and enduring progress. He characterized Mauritania as a crucial link connecting to Maghreb, the Sahel, and West Africa. Additionally, he recognized Mauritania's significant experience in countering terrorism and strengthening border protection as beneficial for collective regional initiatives. President Bio emphasized the importance of intensifying collaboration between the Mauritania and ECOWAS. He stated that more robust institutional engagement would assist in the tackling common challenges, boosting commerce and capital flow, streamlining the transit of individuals and products, and advancing regional unity. He also specified several key sectors for strengthening two-sided cooperation, including fisheries, maritime safety, agriculture, trade, mining, sustainable energy, education, and skill development. Furthermore, he urged more vigorous efforts to counter illicit fishing and foster sustainable marine economies, while capitalizing on opportunities presented by the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA. In response, President Ghazouani expressed gratitude for President Bio's visit and commended his leadership as ECOWAS chairman. He reiterated Mauritania's commitment to enhancing its bilateral relations with Sierra Leone. President Bio further applauded Mauritania's contribution within the African Union and advocated for greater African cohesion on matters of peace and security, climate adaptability, food availability, youth empowerment, sustainable development, and reforms in global administration. The discussions concluded with both leaders reiterating their pledge to intensify cooperation between Mauritania and ECOWAS, bolsters bilateral ties, and promote peace, security, and regional integration throughout West Africa and the Sahel. All these stories making the news wave. Thanks for watching 22nd Century Television Channel 28. Kindly follow us on all our social media handles, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and also visit our website on www.22ndcenturytv.com. I have been Marion Grace Davies Karma.